シージファンの皆様、こんにちは、こんばんは。とある薬学生と言います。今回も最後まで楽しんでいってください。
About how he plays this. Things looking relatively clear in that hallway. Thank you, Lino, for checking that for me. There is going to be a lot more presence established elsewhere. 1-for-1 exchange and 2 completely detached fights. Fultz and Bolo end up falling. It's an even exchange at the end of the day. Achieve still not able to line up any angle to play against Rampy, though he certainly tries the Nitro Cell to the ceiling, but it is not going to connect. And now Rampy commits to the push out over on the catwalk on top of yellow stairs. And picks off Achieved himself.
Achieved stuck between a rock and a hard place there. You guys saw Thinking Nade get some good intel on him earlier at the bottom of yellow stairs. Continue to try and play it out and delay as much time as possible, but didn't work out in the end. Ended up dying as he tried to rotate away. But that doesn't mean that they can possibly fight back, but SSG adding insult to injury now as they continue to push this envelope all the way home. Last man remaining is Chala, FMG 9 in hand, so not going to have the one-shot shotty in case anybody does get close. 40 seconds remain now as they've gotten confirmed intel on where he is. Currently playing split with that deployable shield. This is very rudimentary for this site. Plenty of soft destruction going on now, and they have yellow open, so a plant should ensue soon.
Not much that Chala's going to be able to do here to extend his life. Just going to have to hope that the duels come with good timing so that he can try to space them out and individually take out these players on a one-by-one basis. The push is going to be coming in, though, towards Split, and I believe it gets picked off by Thinking at bottom Dragon anyway. That fight eventually goes into SSG's favor, as we did expect. TSM, unfortunately,
to try and hold down Arcade Balcony. It worked out very, very well early on here, especially with that shield up towards the arcade stairs. But Rampy seeming to know Achieved is downstairs, but that's not even going to matter. We're going to have some trades ensue upstairs as SSG is already hitting site. Diffuser is actually down on Arcade Balcony. Geo and Achieved, the only two that remain. Still plenty of intel to be had here with the Valkyrie and Echo in play, but nobody on cams. Obviously, plenty of bodies on the ground in order to jump on that themselves. Rampy now planting here, but since the Echo's dead, they're going to have to try and find other means in order to prevent this. But it's not going to happen as we go directly into the post plan.
Achieve with a nice find, at least after the skirmish with Geo goes a little bit too far into the yellow hall. That goes into Achieve's POV, and he's able to pick up a kill from that. That only evens out the man count, though, bringing it down to a 2v2. Geo now carries it forward, picking up one for himself. Fultz seemed like he had the lineup there to be able to trade that, but the timing was a little bit off. Thankfully for him, Plant's already on the ground, so he just needs to delay this or win out the remaining fights. He's got one for himself. Geo's in the shoddy, trying to pepper some shots through onto Fultz, but ultimately Fultz will get the better of the exchange, taking control of a second round for the attackers on SSG.
Very unfortunate there for both TSM. 5-on-5, and Fultz has been injured. He's very, very low on HP, but we might have a nice flank here from Rampy. Oh, the 200 IQ. They have to execute fast, though. There's only 15 seconds remaining. Where we're going to be putting this diffuser down. The briefcase needs a home. What a shot from Canadian. He needs to continue on down the line, though. He's already halfway through the plant. SSG putting it all in the bag, but now Rampy has to pick up the deployable as well. Another Nitro Cell out. Can it get the kill? It cannot. Rampy's going to confirm the briefcase, but it's a nice move from Achieved. Find some space on the opposite side, though, as the last remaining SSG member, but Rampy can't win it. Achieved with a triple kill on the round, and that begs TSM.
20 seconds, and nothing's happened yet.
And this is that patience from TSM shining through once again. Chala's going to take a little bit of damage, but he's got Merc in tandem with him. Anyone that hops that window is surely dead. Bolts with the first kill at 10 seconds remaining. It's a harsh execute here for SSG. Canadian rotating to the bathroom. He gets Achieves off guard. He needs to sprint in and get this kit down though. 0-0. Does he have the time? He does! Oh my god, SSG!
Wow.
What is that? Such an impressive offensive round as they hightail it into sight and remove every single go off. We're at equal man count here. Achieved plenty of damage dealt to him. 15 seconds remain as the executes coming in. Still drone game here from Thinking Nade or in the rest of the squad as the man's been down by a nitro cell. Toxic Babe's working out, but Achieved very low HP. Rampy gets that kill and they have full sight control now. It's all left up to Chala. He swings with the M590, but Thinking Nade, the only man left alive. And what else did you expect, folks? It's Chala in a clutch moment. TSM find their second round.
Talked about it being the man to look, but there is a massive hole in the floor now where he has to watch out for fireback coming in from the Valkyrie. Immediately recognizes the camera too, so good immediate intel coming in from TSM there to help out. He'll make it through. There's not going to be any resistance put onto it from the other side by Canadian there, so now we're going to see that this mirror window is positioned on the inside of office, and that's where things get a little bit harder. On top of that, Canadian does return, I think, to that top-down floor. Oh no, he goes to a completely different position, excuse me. He's way over here top dragon now, and he's able to take out Chala.
I think that guy's got the Nike boosts on. He's sprinted all the way across the map.
I know, he was like in lab a few seconds ago. I was like, when did he rotate over here?
Oh man, he's powered by woos. Oh my god, Merc with a wide swing onto Rampy, but Rampy's ready for it. Immediate headshot takes out Merc. And what else would you expect from this world champion? We saw his patience yesterday on Coastline, but this time it's all aggression all the way. That's the TSM still droning things out, but SSG is just adding insult to injury at this point. This roam clear is not going well. SSG throwing the book at him and including nitro cells. Downs Geo. Diffuser kit now down as well, but Achieve's going to be able to pick him up. Geo now only down to 20 HP, but Bolo also gets a big pick here. This could help them out with this roam clear.
And Canadian's going to get pinched there too as trying to return to the site, but the very same player Achieved with a good hold there, able to isolate out some of these angles on top of the Bolo hold back over at lower 90. That's kind of brought TSM back into this game. A very arduous roam clear, but it does eventually kind of work out, although definitely losing more players than I think they would have asked for out of that one. On top of that, Geo is just barely alive right now at 20 HP. Thankfully, he gets revived. He very much needed those X-Kairos charges to open up the yellow angle to get themselves in. Rampy comes back into the fold, though. He finds the next pickup before finally retreating downstairs. He'll take out Achieved in the process. Now going to start to wrap onto Bolo. And Geo here, already taking down Geo. That's the diffuser. Gone. Bolo wouldn't even really have had time to go retrieve it, let alone the capability to get all of those kills. So it's yet another round going into the hands of SSG as they push up to map point side of the site. Really just the two outer soft walls over here from bunks is the only thing they would have to be careful of, since obviously there's quite a bit of soft breach. Bolo finds the next pickup and Achieve with another nade kill. He's 2 for 2 on this round with those. Very well played. This time he takes out Bolts and gets the real trade on the only loss the TSM have taken so far. And now everything is going to fall to Bosco and Thinking Nade. Thinking Nade under some heat right now too, so even he may not be alive for much longer.
And TSM seemingly not needing the hard destruction. Might as well lean on the grenades of Achieved as he goes 2 for 2 on those. Stun grenades in now, almost blinding Thinking Nade, but he actually ends up killing Merc. They already know where last is. Prone with the shotgun, but not accounting for Achieved to his right-hand side. That's going to be a triple for Achieved off the round, but 2 kills off of utility usage, and that's exactly the kind of play they needed after that initial entry there.
As soon as TSM started to rotate over to the other side, SSG also was able to get info that was happening somehow as well. So that's when you saw, Rampy go for the sprint over there, and I believe we had the same exact thing happen by the player that picked up the initial kill as well on the instead of Gong. So he also was able to get info that was happening somehow as well. So that's when you saw, Rampy go for the sprint over there, and I believe we had the same exact thing happen by the player that picked up the initial kill as well on the inside of Gong. So some really heads up play at the moment from SSG. The player that got the initial kill though is now dead. Chala finds the trade on that one and is hungry for more. He'd be right to keep looking at top dragon over there too. But there is going to be a potential rotate from SSG coming in to try and pick up the trade against Chala. We'll see if that's going to be successful or not, but in the meantime, TSM are inching closer on the first floor to charting this entry onto the site. They still have some roamers to deal with though, so this is going to be a very, very dangerous push if they don't deal with those players from SSG that are still out and about right now.
Sadly, it's looking like too little too late as Rampy's existence is still here. And as we've seen prior rounds with his roam game being allowed, he's able to get these late flanks in that just put the last fork that you need inside of the round in order to make sure it's done. 20 seconds remaining. We still need this diffuser on the ground as once again Rampy still on this roam game. Drops down towards split. Still waiting to see if anybody could possibly rotate towards him. Geo and Shaw, the last two alive. Big pickup here for Geo. He tries to enter the building, or enter the site rather, but Thinking Nate able to clean that one up. All down to Chala here, but he's got 2 to find with minimal time, and it's a shotgun blast from Thinking Nate to shut down TSM on this very last round of Theme Park.
Pray that you'll be dead to me.